Okay, I've got a story.
Okay.
Okay.
I went into the store to get ingredients to make a banana pudding, which is my favorite. I went in to get eggs, flour, milk, cookies, and I came out with a box of Jell-O pudding and cookies. Instant Jell-O pudding. It's quick, it's easy, and it was delicious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've had something similar happen a few times where it's like, I could get the ingredients to make this one thing, or they just have it already pre-made right in this box. I could just go home and heat this up in a microwave instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
And that's how they get you.
it is. So once I'd gone in for eggs, and because of the way that the grocery store is set up, the eggs are completely diagonal to where I need them. So I'm going through and I accidentally, no, actually that time I didn't pick up a cart. I'm just walking through and I'm seeing all these sale items because who can resist a sale? So I'm picking up all these items and then my arms are so full by the time I get to eggs. I'm like, oh, well, let me go to the front and get a cart. So I have all these items and I'm kind of, the struggle to get back to the front and I'm going to get a cart. I'm like, you know what? I don't actually need a cart. Let me just check out so I don't get anything else. So then I go through the checkout, I ring everything up, I get it in the car, I get home, where are the eggs? Of course, I did not go back for the eggs. So really hate when that happens. Welcome to the next episode of the Yay for Adulting podcast. I'm your host, Lisa. And today we are talking about groceries, staples, anything you need regarding budgeting, planning, and having an in-store strategy. And we're going to be providing real-life examples. And today we're actually joined by 3 different generations represented today. So you're going to get all different perspectives. So we're going to start off with Gen X, and I am Gen X. For recipes for me, when I actually, not so much recipes, but for planning, I like to plan the same thing every single week. It's just easier for me. It's easier for me to shop. And it's just one less thing I have to think about, right? Every Monday we have chicken wings and macaroni and cheese. Every Tuesday we have tacos. It's just much easier for me. All right, next, so we have our baby boomer. Mom, how do you typically do meal planning for your week?
First, I look in the freezer, and because I get things that are on sale that I can freeze, and I think, what do I want? Do I want ground beef, chicken, vegetables? And then I pick a meal with that. So I look at what I have in the pantry, and that'll take me a couple days. And then I might need to go to the grocery store after that. But I make a meal with what I have first.
That makes sense. Taking care of the items that you have, the groceries already, the staples that you typically have already in your freezer or refrigerator, and use those, and then get whatever you need from the grocery store later, I guess, to make a full meal. And
Yes, I try to only go to the store once a week.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
I've tried that too.
You do it fairly consistently, I think.
I try. Yeah, definitely. It's much better in my budget when I have a list and I go into the store.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you track your menus or your recipes throughout the week, Mom?
Well, I have a whiteboard on the fridge that has the week. And so I write down at least 2 days ahead of what I'm having. And that way I know that I need to go to the store if I don't have an ingredient or pick something else. So I try to stay 2 or 3 days ahead.
That makes sense. All right. So next, to our millennial. When you have a shopping list going to the store, what items or what key pieces of information that are missing, that kinda make shopping harder for you?
For me, I think the things that mainly give me the most trouble is like knowing if the store is changed or not, for one, or if they moves things around because they tend to do that all the time at stores, for one. Like at first I thought to myself, oh, how bad? It's not that bad. They don't do it that often. Oh no, it's almost like once every like other month they are changing around store layouts or where certain foods are. And sometimes, like, the, apps don't reflect that accurately on the where the aisles are, where, certain shopping items are. I use the, like, whenever I'm going to Walmart, sometimes I'll, like, look for a certain thing on the app, and it will say, "Oh, hey, it is in aisle A13." I go to A13, comb through all of A13, up and down 3 separate times, like, "This isn't here," and I walk to the left, like, "Oh, this was where the sauces were." Right next door to an A14 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, that I can see that being really frustrating. So, and the next issue we're gonna talk about is what would make a list easier to follow in the store, and it sounds like if, grocery stores could stop rearranging, um, all the time, and then when they do, updating their app so that people can actually find the items that they're looking for in the store.
Yes, because when the app works, it has been amazing. It has made, like, when it actually has, like, properly up to date, it has made it a lot easier for me to find exactly where it is. Because, like, again, going back to Walmart, it'll, when it's, properly up to date, it will point to you exactly where in the aisle it even is if you, tap on the specific, product or item you're looking for in your specific store, and that has helped me loads.
I bet. I don't think I knew that Walmart did that. That's pretty cool. And then, so if the store is out of an ingredient, how do you know what to swap for?
Well, with most recipes, it's fairly easy to, like, replace something or just skimp out on it. For example, I remember, like, one time we were, like, looking for one ingredient at, Kroger. I think it was Bang Bang sauce, and, I was, like, looking throughout the entirety of the area. I didn't find Bang Bang sauce, but I did find Bang Bang sauce with shrimp. Unfortunately, though, folks in our household have shrimp allergies, so at which point you just have to take the loss. Well, I guess we're having some other saucy, dinner tonight, and we use that, and we use, like, I think it was, Mushu sauce for it, or hoisin sauce for the dinner that night.
Yeah, I think we did. Yep, you're right.
Ingredients that rely on proteins, and the like, they can be replaced, fairly easy, like, a beef protein can be replaced with, like, chicken proteins all the time, 'cause I remember most of the times, like, "Man, I don't have any, beef." "Well, I guess we'll have chicken fajitas tonight,"
Right.
or vice versa.
Yep, and sometimes I like to swap in, like, mushrooms, or I think maybe once I've done a couple times I tried to swap in, that Impossible meat.
Mm.
Did not go over well. With people who have really amazing taste buds, they can tell, and so didn't really go over well. Um, but yeah, and then, if you don't have any meat, then you can always just have a veggie dish. Proteins are important, but, if you don't have any on a budget.
Yeah, but also and again, that's where mushrooms come in handy because mushrooms are a nice source of protein.
Oh, yeah,
Mushrooms,
definitely.
peanuts, tofu. I feel like there's another, like, vegetarian option for protein that I'm forgetting off the top of my head.
But yeah, but you're right. There are lots of veggie options for proteins that you can swap out, and sometimes they're like beans. They're a lot less expensive than
Beans, that's what I forgot.
yeah. Alright. Well, so then back to our baby boomer. So, let's talk about budgets and deal rules that actually fit real life. So, what's your rule for coupons? Do you like digital ones or paper ones, both? Just like to mix it up a bit and have some chaos?
I use digital coupons before I go to the store I search. Publix is my favorite store, and I search to see what they have on sale that there's a coupon for. But I also like to go up and down the aisles and see the 2-for-1s. And if I see something that I need or that I know I will need on down the line and it's on sale, I will get one because it'll be half price. Or if it's something that I use, then I will get both of them, and it's like getting 2-for-1. So that's mostly what I do, the signs in the store and digital.
Okay.
Mhm. And Kroger used to have, if you get 10 items, you can get them for $1,
Mhm.
but they used to specific items. And I said, I'm not going to look for 10 different items. But now they have, it's more general, like 10 canned vegetables or 10 sauces or whatever. So that's a good one too. Look for those sales that say 10 for $1 or 5 for $1.
Yeah, good point, good point. Although that is where I run into some issues because I'm like, "Oh, these are 10 if I get 10 of these, they're only $1. Okay, and then maybe I should get 20 or maybe 3." And then I end up running out of space.
I remember at one point you ordered like an entire shipment of stroopwafel that like lasted for months.
Yes, yes. That was an impulse buy, through math.com. And yes, I wanna say that they sent 120, kinda like the time I got
Oh,
the little packages of graham crackers. Um, there are about 150 of those, like the gummy bears that are still we still have a huge box of because who can eat, 80 packages of gummy bears? Seemed like a good deal at the time, though.
Right.
Okay, so you kinda touched on our next topic, which is what you always buy on sale and stock up on. Are there any staples that always seem to have some kind of sale, that you just will not pass by if it's on sale?
A condiment,
Ah,
uh,
okay.
sauce. If I see spaghetti sauce,
Mm.
because they have so many different flavors, with mushrooms, with green peppers. And if I see that on sale, I always get 2 of those. I get the small bottles of condiments, ketchup and mustard. So if I see that on sale, I will get that. And if I know I'm running low on something,
Mhm.
I see it on sale. Because I've gotten to the point where I can go up and down each row without grabbing everything that I like. And, and just
Nice.
looking for those 2-for-1 signs and anything that I might need. But I'm like you, Lisa, when you cook, if I see a recipe, I don't go buy it DIY. Buy if I don't have a certain ingredient, it's like, oh, I can use this. You can have everything that's on that list.
and then it's your own recipe by that point.
Well, every time I make meatloaf, which is my staple, I make it different every time.
Hey, I mean,
Yeah.
surprises are good.
The mystery meatloaf.
Here's the tip. No, it's not the
But
meat.
not with Mr. Meat.
Instead of cutting up the green peppers and the onions and all of that, I use salsa because
Ooh,
salsa has onions and the bell peppers in it, and it has a little
Oh.
kick to it. I get the medium. And I also use a spaghetti sauce, like Prego, one of those. But salsa is my secret ingredient.
Mhm.
So I always get that when it's on sale.
That is a really good tip. 'Cause it's already you don't have to worry about the chopping and all of that, it's already got the flavor, and
and it seems so well
I like that.
into the rest of the meat too, I'd wager.
Yeah. Yes. And anything that has meat and those vegetables that are all cut up, go with salsa.
Mhm. That's really good. Sounds like meatloaf is going in the rotation. Thank you so much.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
Yeah. And it might go well with the impossible meat because, salsa has a lot of flavor to it.
That's true. That's true. I think the complaint over the Impossible meat wasn't so much the flavor, it was more the
Okay.
texture.
It's hard to mess that. I remember way back when one of my teachers tried to get their daughter to eat lentils, so they like tried to hide it into like one of their things, their one of their soups or whatever. And it's like, are you trying to make me eat lentils? Like, how did you know that? I pounded this super fine. I could still taste the textures. Like,
So next question for you, Mom. If you had to save $20 today, what changes would you make to your standard grocery cart?
I would probably put back a meat because I can have a vegetarian dish or I can use less meat in a recipe that call for the meat and bulk it up with some vegetables or rice. So that's what I would put back.
yeah, that makes sense because whenever I like look at meats are the ones that have like the biggest price tag whenever you're counting everything up.
Yes.
Yes. All right. That's a good tip. Anything else?
Don't get stuck on buying name brands when you're shopping.
Mm.
If you don't have a coupon for it, go with a store brand because a lot of the store brands are just as good. And sometimes you have to try them out because some of them are not, but a lot of them are.
Right. I remember, growing up, like, with Big K instead of the Minute Maid. It's like it's still pink lemonade. I don't see the difference. It's lemon, lime, and a lot of sugar
Right,
and pink.
pretty much.
And I think a lot of the name brands are made by the same company that makes the store brands.
Right.
So all they're doing is changing the label, and they're charging more. Like mustard. To me, all mustard tastes the same.
Yeah.
So if it's got a Heinz label or if it's got some other label on it versus the generic, it's mustard.
Mm-hmm.
So
Normal staples in your pantry that you've seen throughout your entire life.
okay, Mom, do you want to start? You want to take that one first?
Okay. Now, this doesn't have to be for dinner. This can be for lunch or breakfast. Milk and bread are staples I like to have. A fruit like apples, and then cheese and turkey slices.
Oh, those are all really good. Um, okay. I am going to say um ramen noodles, the ramen noodle packs that comes with the seasoning, and a green leafy vegetable, we'll say spinach, um, eggs, salsa, and um, canned chicken.
All right. So for Nana, yeah, you said milk, fruits, meat, cheese, and bread.
Yes.
So so yeah, that's a very good, yeah, that's a nice little a meal. I can make a nice little sandwich from that with the ham and cheese, and I can have like, some fruits and uh milk to drink. But to your points, Mom, your ingredients, you said ramen noodles, chicken, spinach, salsa.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Am I forgetting a piece?
Eggs.
Eggs. Perfect. Perfect. You give me the ingredients for a fully loaded ramen bowl right there because I take some ramen, cook up some of the spinach into the ramen, and then also add the chicken in there. Have a soft boiled egg inside that. It's very filling and very hearty.
And you can tap it with a spoon of salsa.
True.
There you go. I thought you were gonna go for a loaded omelet, but
Yeah.
I like the ramen. Although I've never had an egg and ramen. I've seen it, but I've never had it.
That's actually good. Like I had my reservations where I had like ramen with egg, and it's like, oh, this is actually good. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's soft boiled.
Okay.
It definitely makes the soup base thicker, a little more fuller as well if you break it open.
Okay, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and ramen is like, and especially and with the samples y'all gave me, those are two things I can make in like, well, the ramen I can make in 10 to 15 minutes, just depending on how long it takes for water to boil, and the sandwich I can just make in like 5 seconds or so.
Yeah.
I could just make them in advance. And if I really want to, I could just forego the meat and just have myself a nice grilled cheese.
Well, that sounds like, with just, 10 items, it sounds like you have some pretty filling meals there.
Mhm.
And that's a wrap on part 1 of grocery stuff. We covered a lot, and we jumped around a little, and I think that's the most realistic grocery experience possible. Thanks for hanging with us, and thank you to my millennial and baby boomer co-hosts. And the next episode, we'll be talking about pantry staples, in-store strategies, and real-life grocery scenarios. Until then, plan 2 meals and 1 panic meal. And see you next time.